The 250th anniversary of America had finally arrived, a day etched in the hearts of millions. Across the vast, rolling fields, a sea of red, white, blue, and gold banners snapped in the summer breeze. Families spread their blankets over the grass, sharing laughter and picnic baskets, while children waved small flags with tireless energy. The air was thick with anticipation, a collective held breath for the grandest show the nation had ever seen. Everyone was waiting for the light to break the coming dusk, unaware that the heart of the celebration was in grave danger. Captain Spark, the loudest and most meticulous safety expert in the business, hurried toward the flame chamber. His boots echoed against the stone as he checked his final list. But then, he stopped cold. The great pedestal, which should have been radiating heat, stood empty and silent. The great flame of liberty was gone. In its place lay a solitary, crumpled note. Spark's heart hammered against his ribs as he shoved the paper into his pocket. He sprinted across the grounds, finding Dr. Gloomsbury near the edge of the shadows. The doctor pointed to an ancient, weathered book, his voice trembling as he explained that the flame was not just fire, but a living spirit named Liberty. She had fled into the dark hall of echoes, hiding because she feared her light was simply not enough. Captain Spark descended into the cold, hollow depths of the Hall of Echoes. There, in the corner of the darkness, he found her, Liberty, a tiny, flickering, golden blue light. She looked so fragile, shivering against the damp stone. Beside her, our sparks of courage, hope, and service were losing their luster, fading into nothing more than gray dust. Liberty whispered into the gloom, her voice a tiny crackle, saying she was only one small spark in a world that needed a sun. Spark looked at the dying embers and realized a profound truth. Fireworks and gunpowder were not the answer to this darkness. To bring back the light, he didn't need a match. He needed the people. Spark returned to the surface and stood before the massive crowd. He didn't give a speech. He asked a single question. What does freedom mean to you? A young girl named Maya was the first to step forward. She spoke of her grandfather's kindness, and as she did, a soft golden spark drifted from her lantern. Then, a firefighter spoke of his duty to the fallen, and another spark ignited. A nurse spoke of the long nights of sacrifice. A veteran stood tall, his voice steady as he shared a story of raw courage. With every word spoken, a new spark rose into the night air. Thousands upon thousands of glowing lights began to swirl, filling the space around the platform with a warmth that the sun could never provide. The darkness was being pushed back, not by one flame, but by the collective soul of the nation. Captain Spark raced to the firework tower with Liberty following close behind, her doubt finally turning into resolve. The crowd began the final countdown. 10, 9, 8. The energy was electric. Spark reached the control panel, his hand poised. At the count of 1, Liberty touched the tower. For a second, the air went silent. Then, Maya's spark surged forward, leading the thousands of individual lights in a magnificent rush. They swirled together in a violent, beautiful dance, rising higher and higher, until they formed a massive 250 against the velvet sky. The horizon erupted. Red, white, blue, and gold light flooded the world in a deafening, glorious roar. It was the brightest, most honest show in history, fueled by the very people it celebrated. As the final embers drifted down like glowing snow, Captain Spark watched the sky with a quiet smile. Maya leaned in, asking him what the most important rule of all was. Spark tipped his hat, his eyes twinkling with the reflection of the fading light, and shouted at the top of his lungs, "Boom, responsibly!"
Oh, that was clumsy!
Put out the fire.